program එක හඳුන්වන්න සිද්ධ කරගෙන යනවා. හැමදෙනාම අදට සහභාගී වෙන ධර්ම සාකච්ඡාවක් වගේ නෙවෙයි. හැබැයි ඉතින්නේ තමන්ට තියෙන ප්‍රශ්න එහෙම තියෙනවා නම් අපි හඳුන්වන්න.
නමෝ තස් භගවතු අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස නමෝ තස් භගවතු අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස නමෝ තස් භගවතු අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස. My utmost respect to the perfectly enlightened Samma Sambuddha, the noble doctrine of the Buddha, and the noble Mahasangha, the disciples of the Buddha. Mage Hamamani Karunika Tathagata Samma Sambuddharajanan Vanseta Mage Uttama Namaskare Reva Unhansege Sri Saddharma Ratneta Mage Uttama Namaskare Reva උන්වහන්සේගේ ශ්‍රාවක ආර්ය මහා සංඝ රත්නයට මාගේ උත්තම නමස්කාරය වේවා. අද අපි සිද්ධ කරන්න බලාපොරොත්තු වන්නේ ධර්ම සාකච්ඡාවක්. අපි පුළුවන් විදිහට භාවනාවකුත් කරමු පුළුවන් නම්. So this will be monk chat, style of a monk chat. So you have an opportunity to chat with the monks. When you come to the temple, you can chat with the monks, but this is not like you are talking about the politics and all the unwanted talks. There are like 32 talks that we should not talk at the temple. Like Raja Katha, Chora Katha, not those type of talks, but something that can be helpful to you in realizing the Dhamma. So this is what I want to start today. And if you ask a question in Sinhala, I will answer in Sinhala. If you have a question in English, then I will answer in English. So this will be a bilingual discussion. Okay. So if no question, we can conclude. Sadhu, sadhu, and we are done. In New Jersey, we have a meditation center. We call it Empty Cloud. That's a beautiful meditation center where we have a monk chat every Friday. So the monk will go online and people will ask questions. So I think this Dhamma discussion will be in the line of that monk chat style discussion. Do you have any question?
So the chanting and the should it be slow or fast, or like the vibration that your body is putting out? Is it different for each person?
I think so. It depends on person to person. Sometimes I think it is better you find your own rhythm, your own pace. Accordingly, you can chant. Some people like to chant really slow. It's up to them. But if you feel like more comfortable, I think the chanting is more of a healing process. So needs to be little slower than just regular reading. Yeah, that should be more depending on how you feel comfortable. And different people have different temperaments. Like in Visuddhi Magga, it is said there are 6 characters. Raga Charita, Dosa Charita, Moha Charita, Saddha Charita, Vitakka Charita, Buddhi Charita. So 6 different types of characters are there. Those are different temperaments. Like every one of you have your own temperament. Some people are like more of a very quick losing temper, and they are a little bit faster. They can do things slower. But the Raga Charita people, for example, Saddha Charita people, they are much more slower and more artistic, and they are different. They like paintings, they like aesthetics. That's the Raga Charita people. And Buddhi Charita people are more intellectual. They don't like too much detail. They just want pinpoint, up to the point, not everything like short and sweet. That's what they want. So depending on the temperament, we need to find our own rhythm too. In meditation, it's the same. Yeah.
Meditation is mostly uh, training in focusing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Focusing your mind, right?
Yeah.
So, is it okay to have other modalities to do that too, rather than in front of the Buddha or in the temple or anything like that? But
Of course, like you don't have to like practice in front of the Buddha,
right,
because it is the realization of the Dhamma.
right.
While cooking, you can meditate.
That's exactly what I'm
Yeah.
driving at. Yeah.
Like while driving, you can be focused, and while studying, you can focus on your studies. While working, you can work. It's not multitasking, one thing at a time. And so people have to focus on their own. We call it mindfulness immersed in the body. Like when you sweep, you have to sweep, right? When you clean, you clean. You're not like um, lost your attention. But then again, it's very important that we have sammaditi. So with the right intention or right view is the key. That's also important. Otherwise, do you know the person who in the army, you have someone called sniper gunman? They are also very focused. They can focus for hours and maybe days, and they might be focusing on their own enemy. What is the intention? To kill someone. So that is not sammaditi. So sammaditi also is very. That is why in Noble Eightfold Path, sammaditi becomes the first factor. Yeah, depending on your sammaditi, you can focus. So, like let's say, like someone who focuses on producing a mass destructive weapon, they also need to focus. Some scientists, like chemical fertilizer people use, and that can be deadly disastrous for our fellow human beings and also to the nature. So that they need focus, they need attention, but um, that's not meditation. That's not meditation. So it's important. You need to read this sutta called Sammaditthi Sutta in Majjhima Nikaya. That's a beautiful sutta. I think it is ninth sutta in Majjhima Nikaya. Sammaditthi Sutta prescribes 16 steps how to improve your Sammaditthi. Today I was just mentioning in the morning how important it is for us to focus on our food, eating. That can also actually evoke or generate sammaditthi within us. There are different types, like thinking of the Four Noble Truths, thinking of some other different ways. We can, like birth and death, we can also generate sammaditthi right view. It's we can exactly assure you when and how it happens, but you need to, I think, figure out your own way. You see, the Dhamma is within you. The enlightenment is not outside, it's within you. We need to go investigate within us in retrospect. We have to go seek the Nibbana within us. Then we will find our own way out. That's how it happens. So every one of us actually kind of experiment. We don't know where is Nibbana, how to attain Nibbana. You might realize the Nibbana maybe while cooking. Oh, this is how it happens. You see, like Upada, Piti, Bhanga, like the rising and existing for a while and then finally disappearing, so decaying. You never know how it happens, but when maybe some of you are just about to blossom, just ready, someone needs to push you a little bit. Some triggering point should be there. Someone should open the key for you, the door for you. You might find enlightenment one beautiful day. So we need to find a way. We don't know how it happens, but we need to keep experimenting. We need to keep investigating. We need to keep listening to the Dhamma. And something like this, Dhamma discussion, can be very, very helpful. So I certainly encourage you to engage more in monk chat. Focus, not like unnecessary, unwanted talks, but more Dhamma related matters.
Since I retired about 8 years ago,
Mm.
I started going for a walk in the morning at different times. And then usually it's a park with several, can go around and around. So the first round I usually, it's like walking meditation with the Namo Tassa Bhagavata or Niti Visarga. I do that one. And then second round I do some Chinese Qigong, something like that. And so I focus on that, but nothing else. The other thing that I find that is that it's strange, but I love to wash dishes because something that's
I think the ladies will like him.
messy, something that looks messy and coming out clean, and we are concentrating on that. And everybody says, "How come you like to wash dishes?" I say, this is why. And I find that you can concentrate and do the meditation doing that.
That definitely makes sense. Yeah? Yeah. So, I know, like, this is one way of purifying yourself. Like, while cleansing, cleaning the plates, you can also think, just as I am cleansing, purifying, or cleaning these dishes, may my mind also be pure. That's very wonderful. And also, you see how you train yourself to be patient, not getting angry and frustrated. Like, these people are not cleaning, I'm the one cleaning. A lot of people grumble and complain, and here somebody is ready to do that. You can also do the same thing with washing clothes. Like what Thupama Sutta talks about, that how the cloth can be used as a powerful meditation tool. Once the Buddha gave a cloth, what do you call, handkerchief, to a monk. This monk it is said, like, he was a dumb. He can't really focus, and he can remember things, and he has a difficulty in focusing. So the Buddha gave him, he asked the monk to rub the handkerchief while standing in the sun. So the monk was rubbing and also wiping his face. And then this one was very clean at the beginning. And after a while, it became dirtier and dirtier and dirtier. And so he just kept doing it. And he started to realize, oh, wow, this is amazing. How it is changing. The pure, clean, the handkerchief at the beginning, now it's changing It's impermanent. Now he started to realize the Dhamma. Eventually, he became Arahant. Yeah.
He was detoxifying himself.
Yeah, he detox. So we can actually do this thing by almost every action in our day-to-day life. That's why I said, like, you need to find your own method. There is no hard and fast rule, or this is the only way. Those little things can be included into small actions, like while driving, maybe. You can practice metta bhavana, loving kindness meditation, while driving. May all the drivers around me be well, happy, healthy. May they be able to, reach their destination without any difficulty. When someone, zigzagging, you can also send loving kindness to him or her, and thinking that you don't get, first of all, you don't get frustrated when you hear other people doing some crazy things. You feel yourself calm and peaceful. You maintain your own inner peace, and then also sending loving kindness to others. While doing it, you might, you never know. While driving, you become enlightened. It could happen.
The other thing that I've read about and trying to relate it to where it came from long thousands of years ago from Shiva, Lord Shiva,
Mm.
that they say that when you are eating food and even if you're in a group together, you eat silently and concentrate on what the, the mastication of the food. And when you relate it to the medical part of it, it's true because when you chew and keep food for a long time rather than just swallowing it, it mixes up with all the enzymes in the mouth and the
Yeah.
salivary gland, and so it make it easier to digest. And then when it goes to the stomach and intestine,
That's right.
the,
We had exactly the same thing in the morning, the same discussion.
Same thing, yes.
and they think for the gut brain connection. So
Yeah.
if you have good stuff in the gut, then your brain looks
Yeah,
better.
yeah. Actually, you can do it. This is very. I was thinking, like, if we have some Gilampasa here together, I could actually demonstrate this, how to do that. How we drink tea and how we drink water, how we eat. Then we also control ourselves and don't eat faster, and we have that self-discipline. We are more focused, and that becomes a wonderful, healthy, hygienic, organic way of eating. um, you can feel the energy, like low energy at the beginning before eating, and after a while you feel like my energy is, racing. I feel like my brain is much more active, and my body becomes more stronger and healthier, and I feel more comfortable. And when you come to that level, you stop eating. If you like, you're not mindful when you're eating, not mindfully, and then what happens, you keep eating and you don't know where to draw the line, and you keep eating, and then you overeat. When you overeat, eating becomes a suffering. Right? So it's very, very helpful if we keep eating mindfully.
The Hindus go to the extent of asking you to chew your food 32 times. We have 32 teeth. One for each tooth. And but the
Yeah, the idea is do
idea
it
is
slowly,
yes.
because when you eat slowly, you definitely can eat a lot. Craving for food is one of the biggest problems that we have, like pot bellies and this cholesterol, diabetes. All these things are related to our craving for food. That is why ahare patikula sanya, or like contemplating on the food, eating slowly, and also connecting that to kayagata sati, mindfulness immersed in the body. This will be really, really wonderful. Hmm.
Hindi අපි ඊට මොකකින් concentration එක කරා අපි දැන්
කිව්වා වගේ දැන් අපි ෆීලින් කරද්දී අපිට මයින්ඩ් එක කන්සර්වේෂන් එකට ආවට පස්සේ සමහර වෙලාවට වේදනාවකට එක්කෙනා සමහර වෙලාවට ඇඟේ තියෙන යම්කිසි දෙයක් මතුවෙනවා. ඒ වෙලාවේදී අපි සමහර වෙලාවට බය වෙලා ඒක අත්හරින්නත් පුළුවන්. එහෙම නැත්නම් සමහර වෙලාවට කන්සර්ටේට් වුණාට පස්සේ අපි එතරම් හිතියත් විතර සමහරවිට ඉන්න අමාරු වෙන අවස්ථාවක් වෙනවා නේද? එතනදී අපි කොහොමද වේදෙන්නේ නැත්නම් විපස්සනාව කර පටන් ගන්න ඕනේ.
දැන් අපි උදේත් කතා කරා ඒ ප්‍රශ්නේ සම්බන්ධයෙන්. ඒ කියන්නේ ඉඳගෙන ඉන්නකොට ඇති වෙන වේදනාව ගැන, බොඩි පේන් එක ගැන. එතකොට අපි කරන්න ඕන දේ තමයි ඒකට බය වෙන්නේ නැති වෙන්නේ. පළවෙනි අංක 1 බය වෙනවා කියන්නේ අපි rahat වෙලා නැහැ කියන එක. right? බය වෙනවා නම් rahat වෙලා නැහැ. ඒක sure. එතකොට මම තාම rahat වෙලා නැහැ. ඒක දැනගන්න ඕන. ඊළඟට එහෙම බය වෙලා අපි අතෑරියොත් එතනින් එහාට ගමනක් නැහැ. අපි එතනින් ස්ටොප්. අපි පල්ලෙහාට තමයි එන්නේ. මං කිව්වේ දැන් හුස්ම ගන්නකොට ඔබතුමිය උදේට ඇහුවේ හුස්ම ගන්නකොට අපි ගොඩක් වෙලා මේ මෙඩිටේෂන් එක කරද්දී breathing becomes very subtle නේ. එතකොට මේ subtle breathing එක මේ සියුම් හුස්ම රැල්ල වෙනකොට අපිට ගොඩක් වෙලාවට අපි දන්නේ නැහැ මොකද කරන්න කියලා. අන්න බය වෙනවා. බය වෙලා දැන් මේ මම නැරෙන්න යන්න දන්නේ නැහැ කියලා ටක් ගාලා නැවතිලා මේ භාවනාව නවත්තනවා. ඉතින් ඕක තමයි ඒක කඩයිමක්. ඒ ඉන්ටර්සෙක්ෂන් එකෙන් අපි එහාට යනවා. ඒක කඩයිමක්. එතකොට ඒ වගේ වෙලාවල බයක් ඇති වුණොත් මොකද කරන්නේ? බය වුණා කියලා හිතන්න. බයක් ඇති වුණොත් මෙන්න මම බය වුණා කියලා හඳුර ගන්නවා. බය ඇතුණාම මොකද වෙන්නේ? බය ඇතුණාම මගේ මොලේ මොන වගේ ඇක්ටිවිටි මොන වගේ සෙන්සේෂන් එකක්ද මොලේ ඇති වෙන්නේ? සංවේදනාවක්. මොන වගේ ෆීලිං එකක්ද? මොන වගේ සෙන්සේෂන් එකක්ද මොලේ ඇති වෙන්නේ? ඒ බ්‍රේන් වේව්ස් වල කොහොමද වෙනස් වෙන්නේ? ඊට පස්සේ ඒක කොහොමද හાર્ට් එකට බලපාන්නේ? ඒකට අර බ්ලඩ් නේද? මේ ෆාස්ටිං ඊට පස්සේ මොනවාද පල්ස් රේට් එකත් වැඩි වෙනවා, හાર્ට් බීට් එක වැඩි වෙනවා. එතකොට එහෙම වෙන්නේ කොහොමද කියලා බලන්න. මෙන්න බය වුණා මම මෙන්න මගේ හાર્ට් එක ලප් ටප් ගා දඟලනවා. එතකොට මගේ පල්ස් රේට් එකත් වැඩි, මම ෂේකින් වෙනවා, ඇඟ වෙවුලනවා. බලන්න ඕන. මේක හරි ඇත්තරම නිකන් චිත්‍රපටියක් බලනවා වගේ හොඳ වැඩක්. එක මාරක චිත්‍රපටි ඇඩ්වෙන්චර් වගේ මේ ඉන්වෙස්ටිගේෂන් එක කරනකොට මේ ඇතුළට ගියාම හරිම ලස්සන වැඩක් මේක පුදුම. ඒකයි භාවනා කරන්න පටන් ගත්තාම පස්සේ ඒක වෙනම එන්ටර්ටේන්මන්ට් එකක්. අර ලාස් වේගාස් යන මේ ටවුන් වල තියෙනවට වඩා වෙනම සුන්දර ලෝකයක් තමයි මේ අභ්‍යන්තර ලෝකයේ තියෙන්නේ. ඉතින් බලන්න මේ වෙලාවේ බය ඇති වෙන හැටි. ඒ වෙලාවේ අපේ මොලේ ඒ හිතේ ඇති වෙන සිතවිල්ලට සමාන්තරව අපේ ශරීරයේ අපි රියැක්ෂන් දක්වන හැටි, ප්‍රතික්‍රියා දක්වන හැටි බලන්න. එතකොට අපි පැනික් වෙන්නේ නැතුව, කලබල වෙන්නේ නැතුව ඒක නිකන් පැත්තක ඉඳන් බලනකොට අපිට පේනවා මේ ලස්සන චිත්‍රය. අනේ මං වගේ මෝඩේ, මං හැමදාම මේ බය වෙලා මගේ ඇඟ මේකට ප්‍රතික්‍රියා දක්වපු එකනේ කරේ කියලා හිතනවා. ඊට පස්සේ අර මේ ඒක තේරුම් ගත්ත දවසට බය වීමක් කියන එක ඇති වෙන්නේ නැහැ. ඒකයි වැඩේ. ඒක හරි වැදගත් රියලයිසේෂන් එක. එහෙම බය වීමක් නැති වුනහම ගොඩාක් දේවල් වලින් අර ඔහොම නිතර බය වුණාම මොකද වෙන්නේ? දැන් අම්මලා ඔන්න ළමයා ඉස්කෝලේ ගිහිල්ලා එනකම් බයෙන් ඉන්නවා. නේ? ඊට පස්සේ විභාගෙ ලියන්න ගියොත් පාස් වෙයිද කියලා රිසල්ට්ස් එනකම් බයෙන් ඉන්නවා. එතකොට මුදුම විදිහේ බයකින් හැමතිස්සෙම ඉන්නේ නේ. කොයි වෙලාවෙත් බයෙන් සැකෙන් ඉන්නකොට මොකද වෙන්නේ? අපි දන්නේ නැතුව අපේ බ්‍රේන් කෙමිස්ට්‍රි එක වෙනස් වෙනවා. අපේ මේ බ්‍රේන් වේව්ස්, මේ හાર્ට් බීට් වෙනස් වෙලා ඊට පස්සේ අපි ලෙඩ වෙනවා. මොකද ෆිසිකල් මෙන්ටල් මේ තෝට් එකට පැරලල් අපේ physical reactions ඇති වෙනවා. ඒ කියන්නේ හිතවිලි වලට සමාන්තරව අපේ ශාරීරික වෙනස්කම් ඇති වෙනවා. මෙහෙම දිගට වෙනස් වෙන්න ගත්තාම මොකද වෙන්නේ? නිතර බය වෙන්න ගත්තාම මොකද වෙන්නේ? ඊට පස්සේ අපේ ශරීරයේ දුර්වල තැන් තියෙන්නේ. ඔන්න sugar වැඩි වෙන්න පුළුවන්. cancer cells වැඩි වෙන්න පුළුවන්. නේ? ඊට පස්සේ cholesterol වැඩි වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඔය වගේ අප්‍රමාණ ලෙඩ
blood pressure එක
blood pressure එක වැඩි වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ කියන්නේ අපි දන්නේ අපි කොච්චර මේ අපේ ශරීරය ගැන අපි හිතන්නේ නැති එක. කොච්චර අර මේ කණ්ණාඩි ඉස්සරහා හැම තිතක් ගැනම මූණේ තියෙන කල්පනා කරාට අර සිතිවිලි ගැන අපි හිතන්නේ නැති වුනහම අපි පුදුම අපරාධයක් කරගන්න. අන්න ඒක හිතනවා නම් මේ අර මිර එක ඉස්සරහා කණ්ණාඩිය ඉස්සරහාට වඩා හොඳට තමන්ගේ ඇතුළාන්තය අපිට පේන්න ගන්න. විපස්සනා කිව්වේ ඒකනේ. විපස්සනා කියන්නේ we see something specially. නේ? ඒකයි විපස්සනා. එතකොට පස්සති කියන්නේ sees. විදර්ශනා විපස්සනා කියන්නේ එකම. දර්ශනා කියන්නේ දැකීමනේ. එතකොට පස්සති කියන්නේ දර්ශනා කියන්නේ ඒකම ක්‍රියාමූලය. එතකොට විශේෂයෙන් යමක් දැකීම තමයි එතන වෙන්නේ. ඇත්තටම අපි ගොඩාක් මේ අපිට තියෙන ලෙඩ රෝග almost all of them I must say unless it is chronic karmic disease අනිත් ඒවා ඔක්කොම අපිට සනීප කරගන්න පුළුවන්. sugar level අඩු කරගන්න පුළුවන්, cholesterol අඩු කරගන්න පුළුවන්, panic වෙන්නේ නැතු මේ heart rate එක ලස්සනට යනකොට මොකද වෙන්නේ? blood cells හොඳට වැඩ කරනවා, brain waves හොඳට ලස්සනට function වෙනකොට මිනිස්සු නිරෝගී වෙනවා. එහෙම තමයි.
දැන් ඔයගේ එහෙම කරන්න I think in English they divide into two things called inner engineering and outer engineering. We are very good at outer engineering. We have good clothes, shiny shoes, and beautiful car and everything else. And the inner engineering is the most important that we haven't done, and that comes from your mind, right? So those have to work together. And most of the stuff that we have, fear and other things that are sadness and other things that we have here, they can be related to things that happen in your life from the first time that you know yourself, like 5 years old, and different stages of life. And one way to get out of it is to write down from the first time that you remember yourself, write down what happened. Who have you killed any animals? Have you lied purposefully and all that stuff? Write down there. And then for each year, I had to do it for 3 weeks in India. It's called inner engineering or inner awakening. And write down everything and made a little book out of it, you know. And then you have to discuss that with other people or with the guru and other people. And then find out how to get it out of your system. We harbor all those things inside, and that brings sadness and fear and everything else. So one thing that we had to do was after the yoga in the morning at 4 o'clock and other things, you know, panchakarma or something like that, cleansing the fiber opening and all that stuff. We had to look at the book and see from 1 year to the other until now. I'm 83 now, and I had to do a lot of years. So I went all the way back to age 5 when I helped my brother injure Katusa chameleon to see how it changes color. So I remembered that. And then when we put a stone on it, it started bleeding. So that I had it in myself. So then I stopped injuring any animals, and maybe that I became a doctor also to heal. So there's a relationship between what happened there and what happens now. So bring it out like that, and then wipe it out, take it out of the system. Then you have an anger from, say, somebody borrowed your money and then he didn't return it back and he didn't even talk to you anymore, and then you have it inside there. But then if you try to let it go, you know, and get it out of the system, you feel so much better.
Definitely.
So after 3 weeks of my training there, and you know, at this age, I'm going to training for simple thing that we could have done all that time, But it really, really helped me. Yeah.
The journaling, the writing, the writing down.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And talking about it and it's almost alcoholic and anonymous, they do the same thing to it.
Yeah, one way of like cleansing, we were talking about the cleansing thing. How we cleanse, like when we observe 5 precepts, right? So that's a cleansing, like you don't want to hurt anyone. It's really, really helpful. Like when you are kind, when you are practicing loving kindness, and also you don't steal things. So you respect others' life, you respect others' property, and when you also get rid of the sexual misconduct, you respect others' family, and you become very truthful, and you don't tell lies, and you become very honest and sincere. You will be respected by the others, and then you also don't drink drinks and alcohol and other drinks and drugs that cause intoxication or heedlessness. That will also energize yourself, and you will actually generate more wisdom. All these things are actually part of our sila. We call it the foundation. If we have a good foundation, we can always maintain a really, really healthy inner engineering, as you said. So physically, this is more to do with physical cleansing, but how it affects our mental cleansing eventually when we go to the next level of samadhi, sila, samadhi, concentration. It's really helpful when we practice sila. You can practice samadhi better. Sometimes people go to retreats, like 10 days retreats or something, and then they find, I can't really focus. I can't really meditate. Something is not working for me. And you have to go back and investigate your own sila. Confess. Look into your own sila. Did I break some sila? And you have to rectify that mistake. You have to accept, oh, I broke that. Oh, I did something wrong. I have to be humble, simple, and I have to accept my fault. Only when we are ready to accept our mistake, we have an opportunity to rectify, and we can go forward. And then you can practice better. Then you can concentrate better. Then you can meditate better. So I have met a lot of people, like how they are disturbed, even in, like going to retreats, so difficult. And I always say, think of your own sila, one by one. This sila visuddhi, purification of your morality, moral conduct, it's really helpful. And then you can practice better. Yeah, sometimes we need to see how even 5 precepts looks like just 5, but that's not so simple, right? 5 precepts is not so simple. If you go deep into that, like practicing loving kindness, verbally, mentally, physically, in 3 levels, it's a big thing. It's a big thing. Mosquitoes, bugs, and all. You don't get angry with them, even in mind. You don't say anything harsh to others to hurt. That should be so wonderful if we focus on that. So you need to focus, like you need to find your own strength. Maybe some of you find like 5 precepts, okay, 5 precepts, like some precepts I'm good, but some precepts I'm not so good. So you have to work on that, right? You have to work on that.
Another thing that I found very interesting and also helpful is the morning and the night. When you wake up in the morning, most people say, "Oh, I'm very tired," and like that. And then some people go for a cigarette, some people go for a coffee, and something like that. But and then when they go and look in the mirror, they say, "Go and look in the mirror and thank God for being alive, this morning, and smile at yourself." And then the day goes much better when you do that. And then at the end of the day, remedies for what do you call it, think of what we have done wrong that for the day, and then and also to think of the good thing we have done, and then balance both of them, and think and then concentrate more on the good thing that has happened there, and have gratitude for that, and able to sleep better too. Yeah, my mind works much better when you do that.
I think we discussed about the Mettanisansa Sutta, like the benefits of loving kindness. So when you practice loving kindness, you can sleep better. Sukhang supati. You can wake up better, comfortable, and you also don't see like nightmares. You will be pleasant to other people, not only to like our own family or loved ones, but also to the strangers. That's amazing. Have you seen like some animals, for example, when they see some people, they are very good, but when they see some people, they have become like, yeah, very aggressive. How does that happen? I was actually testing this thing. Sometime one day I remember there was a cat, a wild cat. I mean, wild cat in the sense like homeless cat. They are not so friendly with others. Like they are very scared, right? So I saw the cat, and I just sent loving kindness to the cat. May you be very happy, healthy. In my heart, I send that loving kindness. I saw the change in the cat. The attitude in the cat changes because they are very sensitive. They are hypersensitive because they are always scared, and they are very mindful about others. If they are like aggressive or attacking more, they know. So when I send loving kindness, the cat starts like meow, and then it started like become comfortable. Even the snakes, the other wild animals, anyone can feel that much better than the humans. Okay, the animals are much better in that sense because they are very scared. They always sleep with fear and wake up with fear. They hide from others. They are about to run. They don't have very comfortable, sound, profound sleep like we do. So they have very, very challenging situations. But because of that, they are also very sensitive. But if you send loving kindness, if you practice loving kindness, they feel it right away. They feel it right away. They don't attack you. They don't attack you. Yes.
Speaking to that, animals being so friendly with some people and not some other people. So does it depend on the person's body language? Like some people uh, say that some people have like a pleasant personality, that kind of thing, besides the loving kind. So what is the connection with the personality, loving kindness? Is,
When you are like angry in your mind, like let's say you are a hunter, right? You are a hunter. In your heart, you're going to kill that. Animal knows that. Even though you become like very quiet and you don't show that, but inside you are burning with fire, burning with anger. The animal knows it, right? That's why like some people like when they like do hunting, and they are bitten by snakes, they might be attacked by other wild animals, but not the other people. Like the Buddha was really enjoying his life in the jungle. He lived most of his lifetime in the jungle, but he was never bitten by a snake. He didn't have malaria. He didn't have dengue. How? Because those animals, those wild, the nature, they were also very sensitive. Snakes are very, very sensitive, hypersensitive. They use their entire body to sense. They don't hear things, they don't see things properly like we do. So they use their body. They feel the vibration. the way you walk, the way you talk, they feel that. And they can actually predict much better than all of us. So even the snakes will not bite you unless you step on it, of course. Otherwise, they will not feel insecure when there is a person who practices loving kindness.
Is it also related to your energy, positive energy, negative energy, and the
Yeah,
aura?
see what happens, like when you are inside, when you maintain your inner peace, your loving kindness, your entire body actually reflects that. You can fake it, but the reality will be different. The genuine practitioner of loving kindness can be felt by those animals much better than the humans. We can really see that. Like people can really fake. We don't see, right? A murderer, serial killer can, split mentality. People can be there. You don't know really, but the animals know it much better. Yeah. So genuine practitioner of loving kindness, your wholesome, sublime heart can feel. They can actually reflect that aura, as you mentioned. They can feel better. They can see things differently. Even as humans, like if you have anger, if you have like somebody is angry with you, um, then you should also practice loving kindness. That's really imagine like you have someone who is not really happy with you in the office. You need to practice loving kindness, right? You can. How do we do that? We, even without saying, uttering a word, you can do that. Let, let's say someone is angry with me right now. I know that person. So and so is angry with me, and so I think of that person. He or she is sitting close to me. I don't say anything, but I send loving kindness to that person. You continue to do that genuinely, sincerely, honestly. That person's heart can be healed. His or her fire can be doused. You become a firefighter.
Might
You
take
can.
several lifetimes, though.
I'm sorry.
He said it might take several lifetimes, though.
Depends on. Not necessarily. Yeah. I mean, it might take.
There are toxic people
Yeah.
that are very, very negative.
Yeah. But I remember like I was engaged in walking from New York to Washington D.C. We were walking 11 days. We kept walking, and I saw how when we were walking through the um, different localities, there were like homeless people, drug addicts, and they saw us. They touched their heart, and I saw them like appreciating our presence there. And we keep sending loving kindness to all of them. May they be well, happy, healthy, and we just walk, and but we send loving kindness to all of them. I saw some wild animals like struck by the ongoing traffic cars, and their dead bodies were there. I just stayed there for a while, and also transferred merit to them, and then we kept walking. I think it is really amazing, especially when you walk into a territory that you are not familiar with. You need to practice loving kindness more. Then your fear will be gone. You feel more comfortable. You become like a superstar. You feel like you are welcomed by the others. That confidence is there when you enter a different territory, different country, different jungle, different desert, different swimming pool, different ocean, different river. You enter and do this. Um, Take the permission, maybe seen and unseen beings. Enter a hotel, okay? When you enter a hotel that you have not been before, take take like few seconds, few moments, and take permission. Also be thankful and grateful to all those seen and unseen beings thank you for allowing me to enter your property. And I am very happy and I am very grateful to you. If you say that, if you like, just do it in mind. You will feel confident because there are seen and also unseen beings in this universe. Let's say, like, you enter a hotel, 5-star hotel. You go to the room. You never know. Maybe the owner is sitting on the couch you don't see, right? The previous owner may be sitting on the couch you don't see, and you just go and sit on his lap. Maybe might, like, generate anger, and they can also do some crazy things. Don't ever underestimate the power of them. Yeah. If you remember, like Alavaka Sutta, remember, Alavaka is threatening the Buddha, right? So that is always there. I think it is very important we practice this loving kindness. When I come here, I do the same. I need to send loving kindness to the monks here first, and also the devotees, friends, right? And then you feel comfortable. You feel that comfort. So that is one way of, eradicating your own fear. Everywhere you go, you need to do that. When you go to a jungle, there can be a lot of jungle animals. I remember, like, in Italy, last time we were also traveling in Italy. We went for Tudong, Thai forest tradition practice. And so we were sleeping in the jungles, in the tents. And that time, first time in the jungles, was not so comfortable. Imagine, like, wild animals, we just sleep. Make a galam. Okay. Um, can you hear me? Ned? Okay, can you hear me? So that time I remember, like, how important it was to practice loving kindness. And you become, like, very insecure otherwise. We're just sitting, like, sleeping inside the tent, which is very thin, and you might, be at risk. But when you keep practicing loving kindness, first of all, the fear factor will be gone. You feel comfortable. And then the other meditations, like thinking of the Paticca Samuppada, the dependent origination, like, those things were really helpful to me, I remember. Loving kindness in particular was very helpful to me. I also remember when I went to Vatican, we went to the church and we were meditating there. We went to many, many churches and we were practicing meditation right in front of the church. We were sitting and we felt very comfortable. I felt very comfortable, actually. I didn't feel any discrimination or any difficulty. So I think the unseen. Sometimes you enter some territories, you feel like headache. Have you ever experienced such things? You might feel, and then that means there can be some other unseen forces that might not really like you. So you have to be kind. You have to practice genuine loving kindness, and then you will feel safe. You will feel safe. So I definitely recommend, very highly recommend, whenever you go to even your friends' houses, before entering, send loving kindness to them. Yeah, send loving kindness to them. Not only to the friends, but also to the unseen, like owners, maybe. Many, many sentient beings can be there. Here, they are everywhere. It is the same. When you go to a Dana hall, house or party or hotel or wherever, entering even a car, a plane, a train, you should do that. You should practice this loving kindness. It's a really powerful tool. I used to do that for a long time. I feel very good. Like even in the plane, for example, when we send loving kindness to all the passengers, the pilot, the cabin crew. May they all be well, happy, healthy. You feel like, oh, you are being welcomed by everyone. Yeah, uh, that's a really good thing.
Sadhu, I'm a person who loves people and kindness. And I am meeting that to a greater scale. But all of a sudden, I went off my mind. And I lost my mind and I do not remember anything for 15 months. Even now, I'm suffering with short-term memory. I would like even to kill an ant. Like, you always say.
Yeah. So I think one way of getting your memory back is to practice loving kindness and also practice what do you call anapanasati. Yeah, when you keep practicing, that will be helpful to you. Like Buddha Anusati can be helpful. Metta Bhavana can be helpful, and also anapanasati, breathing. Breathing is our lifeline, right? We live because of our breath. If you stop breathing, we will die. So it's our meditation tool. That's a tool that we have already, always. Wherever you are, you have that. It's only a matter of practicing. And when you practice loving kindness, when you practice what do you call anapanasati, the breathing, then you will also see how you become like defragmented, right? Your system becomes more organized. Your mind becomes much more calm and peaceful and not restless. And then eventually, some of those brain cells can be recovered. Some of the memory can be recovered. Do we really lose our memory?
No, I think
That's temporary.
separate.
That's temporary. We never lose our memory forever. That's definitely temporary. That's why, like Dibba Chakku, right?
But isn't that a good thing to detach from bad things?
Definitely.
Okay, so don't remember the
Yeah,
bad
that's
thing.
yeah.
So, but
Yeah.
if you get,
In a
but
way,
if you remember all the good things, then you might get reattached to those good things. So the dancing or the things that you love to do, and you again, if you get reattached to it, it's a bad thing too, right?
Good idea. Sometimes losing memory is good if you have a lot of bad memories.
In my doctor, I'm losing my memory more and more as the days pass. So even the doctor says you are one in a million case. I'm a chronic person.
The thing is, like, sometimes we never know, like, the kind of food that we have today, like the processed food, the chemical, all these things can also change our system. Therefore, we might get some really bizarre health situation. I think we need to be more focused on such things as well. Good healthy habits, and also control our eating. Having good habits can also help us. Still can happen, right? Like maybe the karmic conditions can also.
What is Janaka Karma?
Janaka karma, okay, it's a part of the karma that we have. Different kinds of karma there. So Janaka karma is the karma that helps us for our birth. Yeah, for the birth. and upatthambaka is the karma that helps us to sustain that life. And in the upapilaka karma is the karma that disturbs that smooth pattern. And upaghataka karma is the karma that completely eliminates your life. So, for example, like an accident, a young man dies with an accident. You have more lifetime to live, but that person dies. That is part of the upaghataka karma. Ahosi, oh, that is a different karma again. Um, I think 16 different categories are there. Ahosi karma is like Angulimala, remember? Angulimala killed so many, but he somehow became Arhat. Thanks to the Buddha's timely intervention. If he killed his mother, even the Buddha could not have rescued him. But before that, Buddha actually intervened and rescued him, and he became Arhat. Although during his lifetime he had a lot of difficulties because of his own bad karma, but all the other karma that he did became ahosi, like inactive. He is very lucky after his death. So that could happen to any of us.
Okay, I have learned in Abhidharma that there are two different memories, active and inactive.
Hmm.
Inactive is where our like past memories, like some sort of relationship, and are all stored. So by doing meditation, uh, what do you basically do? Just reactivate that inactive memory, or just to develop the memory, active memory?
In meditation, what we mostly do actually depends on like what meditation technique you use. There are samatha meditation to focus more on concentration. That actually helps us attain jhana, and also like samapatti and different attainments, also psychic powers. You can improve them through like when you can go back to your past lives, you know, just like you can go to yesterday. What did I eat yesterday for the breakfast? Do you remember? What did you eat? You remember? I think you can remember, right? So go back to another day. 2 days ago, what did you eat? Uh, like if you eat the same like oatmeal, then you can say the same thing. But if you change, like maybe lunch, dinner, you might change. And then you go to another day, like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, 1 month ago, you don't know anything. What did I eat? Does that mean you didn't eat? You ate. And the effect is still with you, right? 1 month ago, if you ate something bad, it might still trouble you, right? Same thing. If you did something bad karma, like many lifetimes ago, it can still be with you. Um, it doesn't mean like you don't remember. It has its own effect, definitely. So you can go back to those memories. Like today we do, what do you call that? People uh, practice, and they can go to trance and they can read their past lives.
Hypnosis,
Hypnotizing, yeah,
Regression.
yeah, hypnotizing.
regression.
And yeah, so they can feel that, right? And same thing like in the mind, you can all go to jhanas, and you can also improve your own psychic powers. You can change, you can do wonders. You can go to your past memory, you can go to others past memory, you can see who was you before, uh, like uh, uh, like few lifetimes ahead, what was your name, your parents, everything can be seen. That means they are not lost forever. They are there. You have to defragment, you have to organize, you have to cleanse your mind, purify your mind. Then you can see. Just like the our mind is like muddy pond, very, very murky, what you can see through. And then you see the water becomes very clean, very transparent, and then you can see everything.
there's a story about that same what you're talking about now. In some country, one I think Asian country, there was a lake that was very good water there. The lake became infested with algae and all sorts of stuff. And then they didn't know how to control it. So a lot of bhikkhus stood around the lake and started meditating mantra, and the water became clear.
Mm.
Same thing applies to medicine too.
Mm.
First person with terminal cancer,
Mm.
ovarian cancer or bladder cancer, and all the doctors had given up treating this person. So he went to a place where patient is not touched,
Mm.
but all meditation. Meditation can be like a om or some sound,
Mm.
and it can be from a tuning fork or whatever it is.
Mm.
And they connected the patient to a ultrasound machine to show the bladder tumor
Mm.
with some dye inside the bladder to show that it's there. And three people started chanting the different, not our type of chant, different chanting. And while doing that, we could see in real time the bladder cancer going away.
Yeah, that's right.
And so it was the treating cancer without surgery and medicine. And of course, the government didn't like it,
Mm.
and they shut the hospital down.
Mm.
But there was a hospital where they were doing only that,
Mm.
no medicine,
Mm.
only it's called Reiki,
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah. And there's a good video of the whole
I think like in almost every religion they have their own chanting system of chanting, and how like even music, right? Like if you have rock metallic music or something, and if you play it like close to a plant, you might see like the plant is going away. And then you can also play a very like classical smooth music, and then you can see the plant is going towards the player. There are some actually experiments like that, and also like in our tradition we have spirit chanting, and we use it to greater effect to heal people like terminal cancer or whatever. Like people have been recovered. Amazing. You never underestimate the power of mind, right? And especially when you chant with loving kindness. Some people who practice good, wholesome people, and if they can chant, they can definitely make a difference. Like the doctor, for example, if the doctor is also full of loving kindness, compassion, and not really thinking the patient as a customer, but as a really human being, and you become very honest, sincere, you continue to practice with loving kindness, then your medicine, you use the same medicine, but compared to many other doctors, your hand can be mighty, like so powerful, very effective. Yeah, the spiritual power, this energy is amazing.
even a simple thing like water under the microscope have crystals in there.
Mhm.
They can be changed by different kinds of music, like you said,
Mm.
and also meditation and chanting have it
Yeah.
into beautiful and healthy water.
Yeah,
And rather than this,
you can see the change, right?
yeah, you can see under the microscope.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. We have a question here from Dulani. She asks, what is the relationship between karma and dukkha in comprehending samsara? What do you think? What is the relationship between karma and dukkha in comprehending samsara? Yeah. So karma is, what is karma actually?
Cause and effect.
Hmm?
It's
Cause and
action.
effect.
It's action.
Action.
Action. Yeah. All kinds of habits that we have. Like karma can become a habit. Right? So you continue to have, inculcate, develop more, cultivate more good habits, then you can become like having good lot of good karma, and also lot of bad habits means lot of bad karma. So I actually personally advise a lot of young children today, uh, they are so much occupied with the gadgets, right? And they don't see here and there. They are so much engrossed with the phone, smartphone, and they don't do any household activity. They don't help their parents. Maybe there are some, but I know like a lot of parents complain. The children, they don't even make their bed, nothing. So what really happens, like those that kind of uh, habits can become instrumental in creating a lot of bad karma too. So I personally advise many children to start making your bed. Start your day making your bed. When you wake up, make your bed. That is the first thing in the morning you should do. And then appreciate. Oh, I did it. Appreciate yourself. I did it. That is an accomplishment. First accomplishment of the day. All the other, maybe the other siblings are not doing. You do it. If you are in the dorm, you do it. Others don't do it. So you become like special. You can appreciate yourself, and then you will see how other people being influenced. Your friends, your roommates can also be influenced by you. Oh, he also wants to follow you, and they will also do the same. And then they will appreciate you too. Later on, they might become doctors, engineers, but they will still remember your good thing. You can influence people in so many different ways. So simple things like organizing your closet, you know folding your clothes, and as the doctor said, like cleaning dishes, helping organize your room neat and nice. And then also like your house, open the windows, get some fresh air sometimes. And that way you can actually create conditions for better karma. Otherwise you like close everything and you don't go out, or you will be, your room is always dark, and you continue to live there for a long time. um, the brain chemistry changes, and that is how you think like, oh, this person is possessed by a peta or something. No other peta more powerful than that practice of bad karma. You open the windows, let the sun comes to your house, and also cross ventilation, clean your room, and make your bed. And you continue to do that, you will feel the peta will be gone. So you need to actually do it by yourself. There is no other way. Like even if we are in the samsara for a long time, like yesterday I said, even if we are staying in this samsara for a long, long time, our ignorance will never sympathize. Oh, this person was staying in the samsara for a long, long time. I should sympathize him. Let him become nibbana, attain nibbana. No chance. No mercy. Ignorance will never sympathize you. Ignorance will always fool you. Okay? That is the truth. That is the truth. So you have to actually cultivate good karma by having more and more good habits. That's very important. Simple things. It's not like very like difficult tasks, but just simple things if you make. Being kind to people, your mother, your father. Start from your own house, your sister, your brother, your teacher, your elders, your neighbors. Talk to them. People even don't talk to them. They have like xenophobic feelings, right? Their attitude, like always work with the phone, and you don't know how to talk to others. You don't know how to greet others.
There's no eye contact.
Have you seen the children today? Most of them have lost their smile. I feel like so sorry for them because they don't know how to smile. They don't know how to greet others. That's so sad. So that becomes a bad karma, your bad habit. So we need to get out of this. So nobody else will help you if you don't want to come out of this. Same thing like if you are a drug addict, government can try a little bit. Other your relatives can try a little bit. But if you don't want to get out of this, even if you are a hardcore drug addict, nobody can help you. You need to think, I want to get out of this. Then you can do it. Somehow, although it is difficult at the beginning, you can do it. So you need to do that. So that will become your good karma. Right? Nobody can do it better than yourself. I
How
think
does Buddhism explain or relate the common question? Why does bad things happen to good people?
yeah, that's that bad thing happens to good people to testify your own goodness. Right? So like ours, this is actually it's very wonderful, like because we don't know what we have done before. In
the
your
past
in,
life?
yeah, in your recent memory, you must have not done something bad, but it doesn't mean that you have not done bad things in the past, right? So the thing is we also need to create conditions. We need to create conditions for good things to happen, and you are becoming good, yes. So like during the pandemic we started wearing masks, we started having what do you call it face face shield, and also we had that sanitizer, right? That way we try to get rid of that virus, right? And so later they also had the vaccine, and then the booster, one after another, still going on. And so they try to get rid of that. um, but so we create conditions. We also uh, cleanse ourselves, clean ourselves, and then we feel more protected. Same thing with the karma. Like you continue to cultivate good karma, like loving kindness, generosity. When you practice these things, you feel better, right? You feel kind, you feel better, comfortable, confident, healthy, peaceful. Imagine, like so many benefits. And then when you become more and more practicing like this, what happens, we also create a shield, a filter around us. So all the time, all the bad karma, good karma, they are trying to infiltrate, depending on our conditions that we create today. So we continue to cultivate good things. Then the bad karma, they try to infiltrate, but we have a better shield because we continue to cultivate good things. Like when you practice loving kindness, like you go to retreat, you feel like all the apala is gone, all the bad karma is gone. You feel like so good, right? And so like Bodhi Puja is the same. It's a very powerful therapeutic system that we have. Bodhi Puja and Spirit chanting. The monks come to your house and bless. You feel the energy, different level. So we actually create conditions. We don't create conditions for the past unwholesome karma to attract. And they come, but they see the shield and they bounce back. Some karma will never come back. Some they will continue to try to infiltrate, but you become much more stronger and secure. That way your system is much more better. Still still there are powerful karma. If your powerful past karma is stronger than your shield, they might still infiltrate, just like the royal families. We saw that,
And
right?
it helps you keep in being humble.
Hmm.
If you always have a perfect life, then you stop appreciating things, and you need a reminder once in a while.
Hmm. once in a while, to remind yourself, once in a while, you need to come to the temple. You need to practice, like sit on the floor. These are part of the practice. Also practice dana, practice sila, practice bhavana. That can really help us to maintain a stronger security system within us.
බුදුරජාණන් වහන්සේ දැන් මාර්ගඵල හැදීමුවේ ඇත්තටම ඉතින් ෂීල්ඩ් එක ඒක තමයි පර්මනන්ට් ෂීල්ඩ්.
අනිවාර්යෙන්. There is no other. ඒ වගේ ද මාර්ගඵල වලට පත්වෙච්ච කෙනෙක්, සෝවාන් ධුරයකට පත්වෙච්ච කෙනෙක් කවදාවත් සතර අපායේ ඉපදෙන්නේ නැහැ. ඊට වඩා තව දෙයක් තියෙනවා. කිසි දවසක සතර අපායේ ඉපදෙන්නේ නැහැ සෝතාපන්න භාවයකට පත්වෙච්ච කෙනෙක්. I said like no one if they attain sotapanna will ever be born in a lower realm. That is guaranteed. No other attainment. සෝතාපන්න මාර්ග ඵල වලට පත්වෙච්ච කෙනෙක් කවදාවත් සතර අපායේ ඉපදෙන්නේ නැහැ. වැඩියෙන්ම භව 7යි. උප්පත්ති 7යි වැඩියෙන්. එතකොට අපි මේ අනන්ත සංසාරේ ඉතා ඉක්මනින් මේ සසර කෙලවර කරගන්න හොඳම වැඩේ තමයි සෝවාන් මාර්ගඵලයට පත් වෙන. ඉතින් අපි උත්සාහ කරන්න ඕනේ එතනට තමයි. ඒක තමයි. එතකොට අපි දැන් මේ විදිහට ටික ටික අපි හැදෙනකොට අපේ දුක කියන එක ඇත්තටම අපි නැති කරන්න ඕන. දුක කියන එක අවබෝධ කරගන්න ඕනේ. දුක කියන එක තේරුම් ගන්නයි කියන්නේ. දුක කියන එක නැති කරන්න කියලා බුදුහාමුදුරු කියලා නැහැ. ඒ කියන්නේ දුක කියන එක පළවෙනි සත්‍ය දුක්ඛ සත්‍ය ඒක මේ පරිඤ්ඤයං පරිඤ්ඤාතං කියලා කියන්නේ. දුක්ඛ සත්‍ය the truth of suffering is to be realized, not to be abandoned. The cause of the suffering ඒක තමයි නැති කරන්න ඕනේ. සමුදය සත්‍ය. ඒක තමයි මේ craving නේ, different kinds of craving, desires, attachment. ඒවා තමයි අතාරින්න ඕනේ. දැන් අර ධම්ම කෙනෙක් කියනවා මේ දරුවෝ දෙන්නෙක් හිටියා, එක දරුවෙක් එක ස්ටේට් එකකට ගියා, අනිත් දරුවත් දැන් යන්න හදනවා, මම දැන් තව දරුවෙක් හදා ගන්න ඕන කියලා. අරන් හදා ගන්න හරි ඕනලු. attachment එක නේද? ඒක තමයි ඉතින්. ඕක තමයි ස්වභාවය නේ. අපි මේ කවුරුත් ඇවිල්ලා ඉන්නේ මේ තනියමනේ ආවේ. තනියම ආවා තනියම ගියා. ඒක තමයි ඇත්ත. නමුත් මේ අපි අල්ලගෙන ඉන්නවා එක එක දේවල් එක එක අය. It happens. So the more you are attached, the more you suffer. Ne? That is the truth. We come here uninvited. We go from here also uninvited. Just like the airport. When I go to the airport, I see like the departure, like people cry. In the departure lounge, always people cry. They don't like their loved ones leaving. And in the arrival, so much happiness, like hugging, flowers, like jumping up and down, so much exuberance. That is there. So this is like life and death. Just like life and death. Do we not see that every day? And you see, like when you go to the airport, එතනදිත් නිවන් දකින්න පුළුවන් හරියට දැක්කොත්. නේ? You continue to think. See like the flowers blooming and the fading. අපි මේ මල් පූජා කරනකොට ඒක කොච්චර powerful භාවනාවක්. කොච්චර අපි ඉතින් මේ මල් බුදුහාමුදුරන් ඇහින්න මල් පූජා කරනවා. නිකමටවත් හිතනවාද මොකද්ද මේකේ අර්ථය කියලා?
We take it for granted.
We don't know. We don't see the reality. උප්පා මිලායාති යථා ඉදම්මේ කායෝ තථායාති විනාශ භාව. යම්සේ මේ මල මැලවේද මගේ ශරීරයක් මැලවෙලා යනවා. Just as this flower decays, so is my body. So that is a very powerful vipassana meditation actually when you offer a flower to the Buddha. We don't see that. Oh, the temple is so beautiful today, so many flowers. and you don't really grasp the gravity. Don't see the gravity of it. That is not the idea. When we offer flowers, lamp, incense, that also reminds us the death and life, birth and death. ඒකයි කියන්නේ. දැන් ඉන්සෙන්ස් එක බලන්න මුලදී හරි සුවඳයි. ඊට පස්සේ ඒක ටික 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 බර්න් වෙලා නැති වෙලාම යනවා. Just like our life. නේ? Just like our life. So everywhere we have an opportunity to learn the Dhamma, see the Dhamma, realize the Dhamma, we have to find it our own way. එක දවසක එක ගාථාවක් පද දෙකක් අහලා සෝවාන් වෙන්නත් පුළුවන් ඉතින්. ඔහොම හිතලා 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 හැම දෙයක්ම කරනකොට හිතලා 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 අර ඇටැච්මන්ට් අඩු කරගෙන කේන්ති ගන්න එක අඩු වෙලා නේද? කේන්ති ගන්නව නේද? ඒකත් ටිකක් අඩු කරගෙන මෛත්‍රිය ටික ටික දියුණු කරනකොට desires එකින් එක අඩු කරනකොට ඊළඟට ජීවිතේ නොයෙක් හැල හැප්පීම් වලදී මේන්ටේන් කරනකොට අපේ ඉනර් පීස් එක එතකොට මොකද වෙන්නේ? අපි නිකම්ම ටික 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 ලැහැත් වෙනවා. එතකොට කොහෙද හරි අස්සජි හාමුදුරු කෙනෙක් ඇවිල්ලා ගාතාවක් කියනකොට පළවෙනි පදේ අහනකොටම සෝවාන්. තොරාරින්න විතරයි. කොහෙද ඒක වෙන්නේ කියලා දන්නේ නැහැ. නේ? ඒක අපිට වෙන්න පුළුවන්. අපි we have to continue to do good things. තමයි කියන්නේ. දුලානි අහනවා තව ප්‍රශ්නයක්. How would the person's views on scientific proof and theories of the universe can explain the view of the universe through Buddhist cosmology and metaphysics? She is a university student. So, person's views on scientific proof and theories of the universe. So, a lot of people try to find everything through that lens of science. I think it's not going to work because science is still, still growing. You can really find everything in the science. Just like we said, like the doctor himself said, like how some people when they get sick and amazingly those different other spiritual healing systems work better than the medicine. ඒකම ඇති නේද? තේරුම් ගන්න මේක. So we really can't measure everything through the science. Science can be really I know there are much better things in the science we definitely have to appreciate, but there are much better advanced system in the spiritual realm than the science itself.
That there has been a little bit of advancement in that field, in the form of more and more doctors and scientists. They are beginning to feel that everything has to do with energy, just like Buddha said, energy. So now, from medicines and surgery and radiation and all that stuff, now we are going to a stage where they are using energy medicine. It's called energy medicine, and that's created by scientific monitors that create all the frequencies that your brain has. Then you go into a room and you are covered on 4 corners with 6 on each corner, so 24 monitors, and you just sit there, and then even autistic kids get better because most of the stuff that we have is due to a disarrangement of the nerve impulse in the brain, energy, and the aura, also the reflection of the energy that's inside there. So by going into this room, you can change things. They have proven that even meditation changes the DNA. It's proven scientifically. So same thing happens. So now it's getting little and more common to have this energy medicine. Eventually, in about 3-4 years' time, you're going to have a chambers where you go inside, and then the doctor or the scientist punch some numbers on the screen, and it'll tell you exactly what's wrong with the whole body. No need to have CT scan and all that stuff. So it's called the the diagnosing will change. And then once you diagnose, you treat the patient too. So you go to another chamber, and you go in there, and then you do all sorts of the energy equations there for quantum energy, and then the machine will even grow a limb. It's come to that point. It's coming pretty soon. It's already available through Tesla and NASA and all that stuff. They're available, but it's all suppressed. But they say that within the next 3 years, most of the towns will have an energy base. It's called a med bed, and they're going to have one, and so that you don't have to go to the doctor anymore. Go in there and then get corrected.
See, now this is, I don't know how all these things will work for all human beings, 7 billion people. It might not work the same way. And also the complexity, the gravity of our mind is so amazing. We really can measure like that, but there are a lot of good things happening in the science. But look at the world today. We went through a lot of bad times. Through the few last couple of years or so, we were suffering with the pandemic, right? And so people have to think, I have been so selfish. We humans have been so selfish so far. We think everything is I, me, myself. The whole universe belongs to me. And we saw what happened to us. We were become like confined to ourselves, and the animals were enjoying in the open areas, right? We saw that. Like humans were scared to go out and meet their own fellow humans, whereas animals were enjoying their lifestyle. That was amazing. And we still forgot. We still forgot. And now we become even more selfish. And we know like it is so important to help other people, help poor country. What's happening? The craving for money, craving for power, craving for this and that, political gain. And now what's happening in the world? We are fighting. Fighting for what? What do we gain? What do we gain? We see like collapses, buildings, structures, everyone like mothers, fathers, children, they have lost their loved ones, lost their properties, lost their country, lost their villages, community, everything. What do we gain? And then lot of powerful people like supplying that they are actually providing more fire into that, and they make it their own um, political motives. I think we all have to send more loving kindness to the world leaders today. Why do we need to do that? We need to send loving kindness to them so that they take right decisions. All the big influential people in the world, all the people who are making decisions, they need to make right decisions. They need to take right decisions for the benefit of the many, right? Like there are medicines that have been produced to cure AIDS, cancer, and many other diseases, but they don't come to the market yet because craving for money is there. People die, but that doesn't matter to them. So we need to send loving kindness to all the worldly leaders. I actually invite all of you, when you practice loving kindness, please send loving kindness to all the world leaders so they become more peaceful, they become more loving, full of loving kindness, so that they take the right decision for the benefit, well being, happiness of the many, especially to survive in this world. Where can we find a world with this kind of, we are almost on the verge of having another nuclear destruction. Where can we have that chamber of healing if we continue to do like this. So it's really, really.
Only the rich people could go there. Do that.
No, where can we have that? Like those nuclear radiations, like the bigger countries even are not having a good time now. Even people here, like some maybe last few months, maybe they were suffering. Like we see the gas prices soaring. We see the market price is going up, and a lot of people have very hard time. And we see countries like Sri Lanka bankrupt, and so they were like side effects of something else.
It all boils down to greed and power.
Yeah, so craving, right? Craving for power, craving for money, and earning money through anything is not what we are supposed to do in the world. That is why the Buddha said 5 kinds of businesses should be abandoned, right? What are those 5 kinds of businesses? uh, yeah, satta vanijja. Like satta vanijja is animal husbandry. You see that's a really, really big issue. And sattha vanijja is the weapon business, the biggest business. And then visa vanijja, the poison, like all those chemical fertilizers and everything that we do today is thanks to this unwanted um, business. And then majja vanijja, alcohol, drinks and drugs. We see like zombie like people. When I was listening to Venerable Dhammaratana's chanting today, he mentioned in the Anagata Vansa book, it is mentioned like how people in the future become like there is a rain that can be very toxic. When you have even a drop of that rain, your whole body becomes so toxic, and you think like so everyone else is going to kill you, so you are trying to, so the people kill each other. Don't we see that zombie like people today? We saw those things in the films before. Now we see in this country everywhere young people. So heartbreaking to see such people suffering, right? So this is a very serious thing.
About the poison rain, that's it's happening. It's been happening for a long, long time.
Yeah.
When you look at the sky, sometimes on a clear day, you see these white lines of smoke going in crisscross direction, and at the end of it, you see a little plane. They are not from the planes that are carrying people, but this is designed to poison the air with the they call chemical clouds, and to poison the rain. And when the rain comes down to the food or to the person, they get sick. That is happening. So
Yeah,
they are
that's,
trying to put a
that's
stop to
really
it.
happening.
It's all created by the human being.
So this man-made destruction is causing a lot of trouble already. And one day, it is said, one day that rain will so happen that everyone who is infected with this will cause like zombie. Just like zombie. When you see a zombie that will go and bite or eat, infect, like everyone will be infected, just like that. And so it is really happening. We have to think of it very seriously today. But our ignorance is so much. Our ignorance, our avidya is so much that we cannot get rid of this. They don't still think, okay, this is enough. It is enough for, fight. These weapons and these chemical fertilizers are not helpful to us. This processed food is not helpful to us. It's not really helping our nature, animals, wild animals, and all our fellow humans. It's not helping. So we have to be kind we have to be mindful about these things if we are to survive. If we are to survive, otherwise we will all be in trouble.
I think we have to take in our own responsibility, personal responsibility to do that and not depend on the government or whatever it is. They'll put marijuana and all that stuff on and alcohol and they promote that. Well, you can cure yourself, like you said, in the brain and what you put inside in the mouth.
Like when we go to the market, we see like lot of beautifully decorated food, very nice, yummy food, but most of them are not really good. So we actually have to turn to nature, right? We have to also control our food habit. I think that will also be helpful, and we have to be more mindful about what we eat. We have to be more mindful about what we say. We have to be more mindful about what we do, and we have to be more mindful about what we think.
We also say that before you speak, think of it whether it's the truth
Yeah.
or whether it's going to affect the other person or whether it can improve on the silence. So if it can improve on the silence, just we talk. Otherwise, don't talk.
Yeah. So Dulani has another question. I have one last question for now. Can you explain what Nibbida means? Okay, I have been studying the Anamatagga Puggala Sutta, and the sutta mentions about this concept. I would like to Nibbida. Nibbida means dispassion. Like this is what happens to us when we practice. We keep practicing, and eventually we see the impermanence. Everything is not permanent, and all conditioned things are subject to decay. And then we start to think like, what is the point of accumulating so many things?
Okay.
Yeah. So one day we have to think, I, me, myself, that super ego. We have to nibbida, get rid of that. We need to get out of that shackle. And only when it happens, you can actually leave. You can actually go towards the nibbana. Unless we are almost everyone shackled inside this circle of transmigration. So the one who thinks of abandoning things is the person who is actually swimming the up against the stream. Just like when we practice 5 precepts, you are actually practicing that. Like Panatipata, Veramani, Sikkhapadan Samadhyami. I undertake the precept to abstain from killing living beings. So I undertake to abstaining, killing living beings, abstaining to hurt others, and then abstaining from taking things not given. You remember the monks? You offer everything to the monks, right? I remember, like in New Jersey meditation center, we have food everywhere, but the monks don't touch them. Even though they are hungry, they don't touch. People have to offer it to them. Only if they are offered, they eat. Otherwise, they don't eat. You see the fruits, everything, chocolate, everything, but you don't touch it. Adinna dana. You don't take things that is not given to you. That's amazing. How important is that practice? And then the third sealer, sexual misconduct, and then the fourth sealer, the truthfulness, sincerity, honesty, and the fifth sealer, the alcoholic drinks and drugs. These are all like letting go or abandoning things, right? This is part of the nibbida that we have. We have to think of that nibbida, dispassion. Everyone, like including my own body and my children, my property, everything we have to leave one day, whether we like it or not, right? So we have to be ready for that. In order to train ourselves to do that, we need to practice 5 precepts. And then once in a while, every single day, you need to practice 5%. Observe the 5%. Also think of the meaning, word by word. Take the meaning into your heart. Repeat. And then eventually you will feel more comfortable in practicing this 5%. Otherwise, lifetime you will say, Panatipata, Veramani, Sikkhapada, Samadhi. You don't learn anything. You don't practice anything. And then once in a while, like once a month, full moon day we have to go to the temple, take extra 3 precepts, right? What is that? Are we not cheating ourselves, like really by releasing your atasil, like 8 precepts by 4 o'clock, and then going to eat your dinner? That's I think kind of cheating. I see that people come and okay, observe 8 precepts in the morning, and then 2 o'clock I have to go somewhere, take 5 precepts, and that's cheating. So at least for 24 hours you have to observe that. Okay, don't take dinner. So one day at least, once a month, uh, leave that dinner, leave that craving for food. That will help you train your mind to abandon things. How to abandon the food that you are so much attached to? Once a day, once a month. Right. This is a good idea. And then the seventh sila is even more interesting. What is the seventh sila? Nacha Gita Vadita Visuka Dasana Mala Gandha Vilepana Dharana Mandana Vibhusanattana Vedamani. This is even more interesting. How we train ourselves to abandon that craving, desire for beautification, right? For makeup and for all the perfumes and jewelry and all these things. I remember when I was young.
That one it was difficult, but the food craving, of course, you can do that in the other parts.
Yeah, so we have to train ourselves.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it is difficult.
I
Yeah.
can avoid food, but not the other music and all.
Yeah, so I think that's a good idea. Like your weakness. Okay, my weakness is I can do this. I can work out on the food, but I can work out on the music. So okay, this is my weakness. The once you know that, it is better. Like even food. Let's say like you have food. Okay, what's your favorite food? Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, rice and curry.
Rice and curry.
Yeah.
Okay, out of the curries, what curry?
Polos.
Polos. What about you?
Sushi.
Sushi. Okay. Now let's say like you have table full of food, and polos curry and sushi are also there, and you are also very hungry, but there are other options. Okay. I'm not going to eat polos today. It's so yummy, so delicious, good looking. It's so tempting. I'm not going to eat it today. Imagine like you control your desire. That's how you have to do it. Once in a while you need to do it. Okay, and also like a lot of people take a lot of food, and they don't like out of craving. You take a lot of food, and then most of the food will go to the trash. You see our desire, our temptation, our craving for food. It's
We see
really
that at
bad.
the casinos very often.
Yeah, so we need to
No
take.
more buffet.
We need to make it as a habit. Okay, no matter how much food is there, I'm going to take the food that I'm going to eat. I'm not going to waste food. You should have that principle, discipline in you. I'm not going to So for me, I also try to do that. At the end of the eating, I will also wipe the plate, so it's clean. I don't eat the food that I cannot eat. I don't take that into my plate. So I think we need to train our mind. The other beautification things also we need to do the same. Okay, let's say like music. You really like music. Okay, so you can control that music. Maybe some people really like to listen to music all the time. So you have your own space, like, okay, maybe when I go to the meditation hall, that place is no technology zone. Okay, I'm not going to use
No,
it.
I don't.
While eating, I'm not going to eat. I mean, I just example. So like some children, even while listening to music, they eat. So you need to, okay, while eating, I'm not going to use it. Okay, when I go to the temple, I'm not going to watch Instagram.
We go to the side temple to play music.
You see, like, that's a different thing.
Yeah.
So um, so even for that, we should have control. We should have no attachment to that. Like, if I go for that, like an attachment, that's a problem. So we should be able to abandon that. I think if the Buddha was there today, he would also include social media into this precept. So when you come to the temple, for example, this day I'm not going to touch my phone. Very important.
That's of course.
Very important
I did not
discipline.
bring my phone.
Today, this evening, we are going to have a done salad, and we are preparing the most delicious food.
Good time to practice. Okay, I think you mentioned the dance a lot. What time? आपने हमने किए थे?
It is in Chanting, you know.
हाँ. We have 10 minutes.
I have a question. So it goes back to the loving kindness meditation. So let's say you, someone that like it could be family member, someone that someone that you love or care for, is in your face and yelling at you,
Hmm.
and then no matter what you say or what you do, it's not calming them down. At that moment, what do? You just walk away, or you just keep practicing loving kindness within you quietly, or
So the first thing is like you need to see your mind. Let's say you yell at me, and I have to immediately look into my own mind. What is my reaction? He's yelling, but what am I doing? What's happening in my mind?
reaction? The reaction.
What is my reaction in my thought? Okay, I'm getting angry. You see that, or anger, and you see the anger, and then you can also see how the anger, your mind, that thought is generating a reaction in your body. What happens to your body when you are angry? You see that.
You get heated up. You get hot.
So if you keep watching this,
Adrenaline, yeah.
if you keep observing this, you will laugh at yourself. Oh, what a fool I am. I have become, just because that person was yelling at me, I'm the one suffering. Why should I suffer myself? And you will never ever feel uncomfortable ever again if you try to train your mind. No matter what, I'm not going to.
Give it.
Yeah, just like the arahant who has tadi, we call equanimity. So he practices equanimity in such a way that no matter what happens, he's like a strong pole, well established, and then all the winds coming from all corners will never shake that. Just like that, I'm not going to be shaken. My mind will be unshaken with all the temptations, all the things happening around. So I maintain that equanimity. That's what we need to do. I know it is theory.
There.
It is theory, and in practice it is much more different. But you continue to practice sitting meditation. keep practicing sitting meditation, okay? And then you will see you are improving. You notice your own improvement every single day. Your wife or your husband, your parents, your children, when they are yelling at you, when something has happening, your boss, co-worker, whosoever, whatever happens to you, you will feel, I'm improving. I'm not shaken like before. I'm more in control now. And eventually, one day or the other, you will feel you are so calm. Other people will also notice, oh, this guy is not even responding now. you know, that is the improvement that you can find.
Sometimes we can feel like our family member anger, so we know the what it like හැසිරීමෙන් අපිට එතකොට අපිට calm down කරන්න යාව තව ටික තරහ ගස්සන්නේ නැතුව
ඉස්සෙල්ලම තමන් calm down වෙන්න එපා. පළවෙනි එක තමන් ඉස්සෙල්ලම එයාව calm down වෙන්න ඊට පස්සේනේ.
නෑ අපි දැන් අපි යාගේ දැන් තරහ ගන්න අවස්ථාවල් අඳුර ගන්න පුළුවන් අපි දැන් ඉන්නකොට එතකොට අපි කිසිම නොකර ඉන්න අවස්ථාව ඒක කියන්නේ වගේ දැන් යා තරහ ගන්න දේවල් නොකර ඉන්න සිටීමත් අපේ loving kindness කියන්නේ අපි යා කැමැති දෙයක් කරනකොට යාට තරහ යනවා නම් අපි ඒ දේ නොකර ඉන්න උත්සාහ කරන
ඔව් එකwidehatකින් ඒක හරි. එහෙම හැමතිස්සෙම එහෙම කරන්නත් බැරි වෙන්නේ. දැන් එයාව සනසන්නම තමන් ඕන එකක් කරලා හරියන්නේ නැහැ. දැන් අපි කියමු ළමයා. එයා හැමතිස්සෙම ෆෝන් එක අතේ. ඉතින් අනේ යාට තරහ යනවනේ අනේ ඕක අරගෙන ඕන එකක් කරන්න. එහෙම හරියනවා. බෑනේ. එහෙමත් බෑ නේද? සමහරලාට අපිට we have to be skillful. සමහරලාට අපිට සමහරලාට කේන්ති ගන්නත් පුළුවන්. සමහරලාට මම මේ කියනවා සමහර අම්මලා තාත්තලාට මේ fake anger එකක්. කේන්ති යනවා. But it's not from your heart. You just fake it. So that you have to control your children sometimes. කේන්තියෙන් නෙමෙයි කරන්නේ. ඒක කරන්නේ ඇත්තම out of loving kindness for them. You have to do that sometimes. Otherwise, you have to find other skillful ways to, calm themselves. Sometimes it is important not to generate certain situations, conditions, but also there can be situations where out of nowhere, your anger can be aroused. Your anger can be evoked. So there you have to be careful. Anger විතරක් නෙමෙයි. Sadness. දුක එන වෙලාවටත් එහෙම කරන්න. අම්මා තාත්තා නැති වෙන වෙලාවට. දරුවෙක් ලෙඩ වෙන වෙලාවට. සුරතල් සතෙක් මැරෙන වෙලාවට. කොච්චර එනවද ෆීලිං එකනේ. ඒ වෙලාවේ බලන්නකො හිත. ඒ වෙලාවේ තමන්ගේ හිත දිහාවට හැරිලා බලන්න මොකද්ද මගේ හිතේ තියෙන්නේ? කොහොමද මගේ ඒ sadness එක වැඩ කරන්නේ? How that sadness is connected to my body. එතකොට කොහොමද මගේ පපුව රිදෙන්නේ? හිතලා බලනකොට එහෙම ටික ටික අපි බලන්න ප්‍රැක්ටිස් කරන්න අර වේදනාව අඩු වෙනවා. ඒක පුදුම දෙයක්.
I just say your sadness is not my sadness. Your anger is not my anger. Oh, there you go.
Yes. And also sometimes I would say like, you are a skeleton, I am a skeleton. One skeleton is saying something to another skeleton. That way the problem is solved. And you are a 5 aggregate, I am a 5 aggregate. One 5 aggregate is saying something to another 5 aggregate. Problem solved.
Yeah.
So you have to find a way,
Yeah.
at
Like
least.
the Super Bowl, you hit it, and it goes very, very high. The harder you throw it,
Yes.
the farther it goes away.
Right.
So just think of it that way. You're a Super Bowl. Make it go away.
Okay. All right. I think with that we conclude today. Thank you everyone for joining us. I hope it was helpful and හැමදෙනාටම බොහොම පිං අද පොසොන් පුරපසළොස්වක පොහොය දවසේ අපි උදේ ඉඳලාම බොහොම වැදගත් සිල් සමාදන් වෙලා අටසිල් සමාදන් වෙලා භාවනා කරලා ධර්ම සාකච්ඡා කරලා බොහොම වටින කාලයක් අද ගත කරේ. ඉතින් මේකෙන් එනර්ජි එකක් අපි ඇති කරගත්තානේ. ඊට පස්සේ අපි මේ එනර්ජි එක අරගෙන යන්න ඕන ගෙදරට. ටික දවසක් යනකම් මේක තියෙයි. ඊට පස්සේ ආයේ අඩු වෙලා යනවා. ඊට පස්සේ ආයේ අමතක වෙනුනම ආයේ එන්න ඕන. ආයේ ඒක හදා ගන්න ඕන නේ. retreat එකකට ගිහිල්ලා හරි හදා ගන්න ඕන. So we have to, today we generated some wholesome energy. When we go home, lot of things are there, and then eventually it will evaporate and then come back. So continue to practice. I recommend you practice daily meditation. Daily meditation, sitting meditation, at least 10 minutes per day. Practice continuously. And first week, if you have never meditated, practice 10 minutes. And then second week, 11 minutes. Third week, 12 minutes. Fourth week, 13 minutes. So continue to increase. And then eventually you will be able to practice after a while 1 hour. Wonderful, right? So there is no end that we can, practice this meditation. Even though we are so busy, we will still be able to do that while cooking, while taking shower, while eating, while sweeping, cleaning, dishwashing. You can do meditation, okay, with loving kindness, generosity, and maintaining inner peace, and also reading your own mind, and also reading your own body, and see how you improve yourself. And one day you will see, I am now getting better, and then you will actually reward yourself. So I hope and wish you all the very best of luck to continue this wonderful practice, and hopefully you will all be able to attain the first stream entry, the Sotapanna. May you all be well, happy, healthy. May all your loved ones, near and dear ones, elders, teachers, and everyone in your family, in your community, in your country, and everyone in the world be blessed by the Noble Triple Gem. May all of you and all of your friends and relatives and family all be blessed. May you all be able to live your life peacefully, comfortably, with good health. May all your departed ones also receive this merit, share this merit, be well, happy, healthy, safe wherever they are. May all of us and all of them be able to attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana, the ultimate absolute peace and happiness at the end of our samsara. Thinking thus, please keep your palms together, close to your heart, and say 3 times, Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu. තුම් තුනරුවන්ගේ අනන්ත ආශිර්වාදයෙන් ආරක්ෂාවෙන් රැකවරණයෙන් මඟ පෙන්වීමෙන් සියලු කල්යාණ මිත්‍ර සත්පුරුෂ මහත්මයන් වහන්සේලාගේ අනන්ත ආශිර්වාදයෙන් ආරක්ෂාවෙන් රැකවරණයෙන් මඟ පෙන්වීමෙන් ඔබ අප හැම දිනාටමත් පූජනීය මහා සංඝරත්නය ඇතුළු හැම දිනාටමත් මේ විහාරස්ථානයේ දායක දායිකාවන් හැම දිනාටමත් අද මේ වාසනාවන්ත වටිනා පින්කම කරන්නට අතහිත දුන් උපකාර කරා වූ දානමාන ආදී සංග්‍රහ කරා වූ උපාසක උපාසිකාවන්ටත් ඒ වගේම ඔබේ පවුලේ හැම දිනාටමත් යහපතක්ම සිතක්ම ශාන්තියක්ම සැනසීමක්ම උදා වේවා. ඔබ නමින් මිය පරලොව ගොස් පින් බලාපොරොත්තු වුණු මව් දෙමාපිය ආදී සියලු ඥාති හිතයිචීන් මේ පින් අනුමෝදන් සැනසීමටපත් වෙත්වා. ඒ හැම දිනාටමත් අප හැම දිනාටමත් ලෝකවාසී සියලු සත්ත්ව භූත වර්ගයාටත් සමස්ත දිව්‍ය වර්ගයාටත් අවසන බුද්ධ ආදී මහෝත්තමයන් වහන්සේලා නිවී සැනසී පැමිණ වැඩවදාළ අජරාමර සංඛ්‍යාත අමා මහ නිවන් සුව පිණිස මේ සියලු පින් හේතු වේවා වාසනාව වේවා කියලා සාදු කියලා පින්නවා.
අපේ හාමුදුරන්ට බොහෝම ස්තුතියි. පැය දෙකමාරක් එක දිගටම ධර්ම සාකච්ඡාව කළා. ඒ වගේම අද මේ පොය දවසේ බොහෝම වටිනා ගුරු හරුකම් භාවනාව පිළිබඳව ඉතාමත් වටිනා කමටහන් ගොඩක් ලබා දුන්නා. ඒ වගේම ඒවා බොහොම මේ මහත්මයෙක් කිව්වා දේවල් මහත්මයෙක් කියනවා කියන්නේ මම හිතන්නේ ජීවිතේටම අද තමයි කිව්ව හොඳට භාවනාව කරන දවස්. ඒ කියන්නේ ඒක හොඳට හිතලා අරගෙන. හරි පිළිවෙලට ඒ භාවනාවල් කියලා දුන්නා. ඉතින් අපි හාමුදුරන්ට බෙහෙවින්ම ස්තුතිවන්ත වෙනවා අද දවසේ ඇවිල්ලා අපේ මේ පොය පින්කම සාර්ථක කරගන්න ලැබලා දුන්නු සහයෝගය. මේ කුසුම් දවස වෙසක් දවස කියන්නේ පන්සල්වල ඉන්න හාමුදුරුවන්ට හරියට වැඩ තියෙන දවසක්. ඉතින් මේ හාමුදුරුවෝ ඒ සියල්ලකින්ම මිදිලා ඒ හාමුදුරුවෝ පන්සල් දෙක වැඩ ඉන්නවා. මම ඉතින් මතක් කළේ මේ සුදේ ඒ පන්සල් දෙකේ බාරගත්ත සියලුම දේවල් අමතක කරලා අපි වෙනුවෙන් අපේ විශේෂයෙන්ම මේ ධම්මරත්න හාමුදුරුවෝ මම හිතන්නේ නිතරම කෝල් කරනවා. එනවා නේද? එනවා නේද? වරද්දන්න එපා. ෆ්ලයිට් එක ගිහලා දෙන්නේ අපි එනවා එයාපෝට් ඔන්න එන්න ඕනේ. හරි උනන්දු කළා මේ වැඩේ. ඉතින් මම පැත්තකට වෙලා බලන් හිටියා. මම ඉතින් නිදහසේ හිටියා. අපේ පොඩි හාමුදුරුවෝ උන්වහන්සේට ආරාධනා කරලා අද මේ පින්කම සාර්ථක කරගන්න දෙන්නෙවුවා. ඉතින් අපිට බොහොම සතුටුයි. හොඳ ධර්ම දේශනාවක් පැවැත්වුවා. භාවනාවන් කියලා දුන්නා. ධර්ම සාකච්ඡා කරලා අපේ ඥාන නුවණ ධර්ම දැනුම බොහොම හොඳට ලබා ගත්තා. ඒක නිසා උන්වහන්සේට චිරාත් කාලයක් දුක් නිරෝගී චිරජීවනයේ ලැබේවා. ආයුරාෝග්‍ය ආදී සම්පත්තිය ඇතිවීමෙන් ශාසනික මෙහෙවරේ තව ගොඩාක් ඉදිරියට වැඩ කටයුතු කරන්නට ශක්තිය ධෛර්යය වාසනාව ලැබේවා කියලා සාදු කියලා ආශිර්වාද කරනවා. බොහොම පිං අපේ හාමුදුරන්ට අද උන්වහන්සේගේ මේ සවස කරන ධර්ම දේශනාවේදී දායකත්වයේ ලැබලා දුන්නා අපේ දොස්තර ලැම්බර්ට් අබේතුංග මහත්මයාට ආයලා ඉඳන් ප්‍රශ්න ගොඩක් සාකච්ඡා කරන්නේ. ගොඩක් දේවල් සාකච්ඡා කරලා දැනගත්තා. අපේ ගාමිණී මහත්මයාත් මේ වෙලෙම ඇවිල්ලා තමන්ට අවශ්‍ය කරන ප්‍රශ්න සාකච්ඡා කළා. මම දැක්කා තව ගොඩක් අය ප්‍රශ්න ඇහුවා. ඉතින් ඔය ඇත්තන්ට ගැටලු වලට නිසි උත්තර ලැබුණා. ඉතින් අද මේ පින්කමේ දායකත්වයේ වාරගත් දොස්තර මහත්මයාට ඒ වගේම චීනා නෝනා මහත්මියට පවුලේ සහෝදර සහෝදරියන්ට අපි ආශිර්වාද කරමු. ඒ වගේම Bob and Kusum, you are the sponsors of this Pirikar, the sponsors of this event. So thank you so much for sponsoring the Pirikar. Bob Mahatmya, Kusum Mahatmya, හාමුදුරුවනේ විශේෂ පිටරක් පූජා කරලා බොමුතින්. එහෙමනම් හොඳයි අපි මේ වෙලාවේදී හාමුදුරන්ට අවසර ලබා දෙනවා කාමරේට ගිහලා රිලැක්ස් කරන්න. මේ හාමුදුරුවෝ ඊයේ ආවේ ලස් එකක් බලන්න ආසයිලු. මම ඉතින් පොඩ්ඩක් උදේවරු එකගෙන ගියා මේ හුවඩෙන් මෙහෙම පෙන්නන ඊයේ දවසේ. අපේ ලයිට් මහත්මයාට මම මතක් කළා මොනවා හාමුදුරුවෝ ටිකට් එකෙන් ගිහලා ලයිට් එකක් පෙන්නලා එන්න කියලා. අන්න අවස්ථාව ලැබිලා තියෙනවා අපි ගාමිණී මාතේ පාරගත්තා. හොඳයි එහෙමනම් දැන් අපි